So, you've decided, in your infinite wisdom, to pick up Warframe, the long-standing MMO where ninjas play free. You've had your choice between Man Who Has Studied the Blade, Femme Magneto, and The Flash. You've learned, mostly, their ins and outs, and you're ready to expand your collection. The question is, who? There are over 50 Warframes to choose from, and the investment required can be arduous. This series aims to help you Nintendo on your journey across the Origin system. Today, we cover one of the easiest frames to obtain after Voice Prize, Rhino, and why you should get him. There are 4, technically 5, but the last one is both inconsistent and entirely unnecessary, ways to obtain Rhino in either normal or prime variety. Starting from the preferred method, you can get the base parts from Fossa. It is an assassination mission against the Jackal on Venus, a Corpus robot. It is quite literally the second boss players can fight, so it is easy to solo. Just be prepared to listen to the Lois play saleswoman about the Parazon.
Every Warframe has at its disposal a special blade. A Parazon.
Here are the drop tables. Expect to be stuck farming for the systems if you get unlucky. The second and third methods are for the prime frame. You can grind out the relics associated with Rhino if they are in Resurgence. The best way to handle this grind is to find a relic share party, as it ensures everyone is rolling on the same loot table and drastically reduces the chance for poor RNG. The third option is to buy the prime parts or a set on the market. As the prime resurgence isn't permanent, there's a good chance he isn't available at the time you are watching this. Thanks to Trade Chat and Warframe Markets, you can connect to sellers who will happily give you a set for some juicy platinum. I recommend this over the next option as it just might be cheaper. Finally, if you do not want to mess around with the other methods, you can buy them in the in-game store, although it's a little overpriced for what you are getting. All the logistics out of the way, it's time for the extra thick man himself, Rhino. His kit is designed for self-sustain and team support, a true tank at heart. His passive triggers an AoE that deals 100 impact damage after a heavy fall. This is a very niche ability, although it pairs nicely with the heavy ground slams, a move that lifts enemies in the air for minor crowd control. His first active ability, Rhino Charge, has Rhino dash forward, dealing damage and knocking back enemies in his way. It has some nice synergies with other abilities in his kit, gives invulnerability while casted, and can be chained. However, it is by no means a practical ability. A lot of the best possible use cases are just not it. Now, before you get twisted in a knot, the rest of his abilities are great. For example, his second, Iron Skin, is the star of the show. On activation, Rhino is invulnerable for 3 seconds, and at the end of those seconds, he gets Overguard. Overguard, for context, is extra health that must be emptied before damage can affect shields and regular health, while also preventing crowd control effects. Super important tip for Rhino's Overguard: any damage taken during the 3 seconds of invulnerability adds to the total Overguard you get. You really do sort of become invincible. Next, his third ability, Roar, is an invaluable buff. Roar, which is a simple damage boost that can affect the entire team around him. It's kind of hard to wax poetic about it since it's really all in the tin, but it provides some nice utility for any team to enjoy. Finally, we have his fourth ability, Rhino Stomp. It is a radio crowd control that knocks enemies up into the air and slows their movement as they tumble around, making them easy targets. It is very important to note that this, for some reason, does not count as lifted. So, why do I think you should get Rhino? Iron Skin, baby! It really lets you punch above your weight class. If you find the other Warframes are a little too squishy early on, Rhino will sort you out real quick. Even if you're comfortable with the other frames, Iron Skin is the perfect for one mode. The Index. The Index is one of the best ways to farm credits early on. But as a game mode, it can be hard on newer folks to get into with its unique mechanics and enemy scaling. Namely, financial stress, which makes you super squishy. Rhino effectively crushes here with Iron Skin, as it provides a massive buffer between your diminished health and enemy fire, making it a matter of just ensuring your damage is up to snuff. And oh wait, here comes Roar with the steel chair! Roar also helps out here, making Rhino a mainstay for the mode on solo runs. More about Roar though, it also happens to be his Subsume ability, which is a must-have. Super simple usage and universal benefits that can be freely slotted over an ability you don't like is massive. A minor note about subsuming, Rhino also can be a test bed for experimenting with this system early on. Rhino Charge, as I described, is a bit of an underwhelming and niche ability, making it a perfect candidate for swapping. Finally, above all else, Rhino is super easy to play. You don't have to chase down augment mods or find a busted setup to get the most out of him, letting you focus on perfecting your weapons. And while some may not find it exciting, there's plenty of value in that, especially if you're just starting out. That is why you should get Rhino. Thank you for watching my guide on why you should get Rhino. Before I end off the video, I'm going to give you some tips that can help improve your Rhino experience right on from square one. Starting with the kingly ability, Iron Skin. There's no real cap on just how much damage you can convert into Overguard. So if you get really cheeky, you can pull numbers like this by standing in a Jade Eximus's beam as the damage ramps up. Just be sure to pull out fast enough so you don't lose your gains. Speaking of losing though, nullifiers can cancel your Overguard. Those damn bubbles can be all that's needed to turn your nasty tank into a crater real fast. So be extra vigilant. Rhino is the only Overguard frame to have this issue. Finally, a important note. The strength of Iron Skin is multiplied by your armor, so be sure to boost that stat. A quick tip for Roar, since it also buffs allies, be sure to stick next to them for maximum effectiveness. Finally, for general build advice, you should build around strength and duration. Strength gets you more starting Overguard on Iron Skin, more damage on Rhino Stomp, and cranks up how much more damage you can get from Roar. Meanwhile, duration makes both of the latter to last longer, benefiting your team for obviously longer. And that's a wrap on the whole guide. If you enjoyed the video or found it helpful, I would appreciate it if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.